she hasn't received that in a month.
And like I said, my electricity bill was $430
Once
a
again,
month.
that's not my responsibility.
It's not, but your child lives in my home.
Okay, you keep talking about your bills. You need to
Okay,
focus
well,
on
let
my
me
child,
just clear
okay?
this up. The bills don't matter, okay?
Ready, because today's case is getting intense. We have a courtroom battle where an aunt is asking for child support from her nephew's father. The twist? He says he's already paying enough. So what's really happening? Is he a responsible dad being wrongly accused, or is he avoiding his responsibilities? And wait until you hear how he reacts to the child support decision. It'll shock you. Let's break this all down.
Alan, you're back. It
Yes.
looks like you brought someone with you. What's going on?
King. So he's my nephew's father,
Okay.
and I need help. You know, mom's paying child support. I feel it's only fair that dad pays child support for, you know, his child.
Okay. And you said for your nephew, if I remember correctly, there were 2 children, right?
Yes, he's just the father of the 4-year-old.
All right.
Yes.
All right. But you said he was around. I remember
he does,
you saying
and
that.
he even dropped off some school supplies. You know, he brought him a backpack, and he got him, you know, the scissors and Crayolas and stuff, but, I mean, he didn't help with school clothes.
All right. Right. Have you ever asked him to help with school clothes or do anything more?
I mean, he knows school starts, you know.
So that's a no.
That's a no.
Okay. How do you know he knows that school started?
I mean, because the summer just ended and the school starts, and he knows his baby's going to go to, you know, kinder. He knows that the baby's starting pre-K. So, you know, he brought school supplies. Why wouldn't he think to bring school clothes?
Well, that's true. That's true. You all have a decent relationship, though.
We do. And he's, you know, he's sometimey. He comes, you know, when he wants. I mean,
That was funny.
Just listening to her, that's it.
Okay. All right. I'll get to you in just a second, okay?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Continue.
basically that's it, you know. My sister's not doing her part. He does some timey part, and, you know, it's just getting old.
Okay.
My nephew deserves more.
So at this point, you are wanting to place him on child support?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I don't know if, have you talked to him before today? Because I don't know if he knew this, because he has this look on his face and shaking his head. You haven't discussed this with him?
We haven't.
Yeah,
We haven't.
Where is this coming
I mean,
from?
not that you legally have to, you don't.
Well, he knows that mom is paying child support. He knows that my sister's paying me child support for her 2 kids. I think it's only fair he pay child support for 1 kid. He had to have known this was coming. You know, he knew that I had put my sister on child support.
Okay.
I knew that.
I think you did.
You think I did?
I think you did.
Okay.
All right. All right. So is there anything else you want me to know before I move over to him? Because it seems like he has a lot to say.
Let's hear what he's got to say.
Okay. Sir, is your last name King or your first name King?
First name's King.
First name is King. What's your last name?
Jackson.
Okay, Mr. Jackson, what's going on here?
You guys tell me. I don't know what's going on here.
You were unaware of the reason that you were coming to court today?
Yeah, I'm just here.
Okay, you got served with paperwork. Did you read it?
No.
So you just showed up without reading? You just came to court not knowing what was going on?
Well, I'm not going to miss court.
Well, I can appreciate that. Thank you. You're about the first person that is come in here and recognize that you should come to court when you are ordered to come to court. But you didn't read the paperwork, so you're not aware of anything.
I'm in a blind about all this, and nothing was discussed or anything like that. Just prior to.
Let's break this down. The aunt is taking legal action because she thinks the father should pay more, but the dad says he's already contributing. So what's the real issue here? Legally, child support isn't about what a parent feels is enough. It's about making sure the child's basic needs are met, like food, clothing, shelter, and even essentials like electricity. Now, here's the big question. Should informal...
I think I still got it.
You sent her a text message?
Yeah, we communicate. We communicate back and forth.
Okay.
So for her to say that I'm inconsistent, I don't know where she's getting that from.
Well, what do you How would you describe, you going and seeing your son and everything like that?
Oh, I'm an amazing father, but of course, when you get in court, it's something totally different. So, yeah.
What do you mean by amazing father? Like, explain that to me.
How often do you come and pick up your son?
Excuse me, Miss
I'm
Allen?
sorry. My apologies.
And I know you know better. You've been here before.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Don't be sorry.
Thank you, Judge.
Just don't do it.
Thank you, Judge.
All right. Now,
Thank you, Your
Mr.
Honor.
Jackson.
Yes.
You're welcome. Continue.
Being an amazing father, I go pick up my kids whenever I have the opportunity to. I do work at a bank here as a financial advisor.
All right.
So my schedule is not, it doesn't permit me to go pick them up like I would like to. But through our text message and everything like that, I'm able to communicate with her and go pick them up. As she said before, dropping them off, picking them up, taking them out to eat, buying
So,
school supplies.
Wait a minute, just so I'm clear. So she has custody of both of her sister's kids.
Mm-hmm.
Are you taking both of the kids? Or you?
No, just
Okay.
mine.
You just taking your son?
Yes.
Okay, because you said kids, so I didn't know if this was this child or you had outside children.
No, well, just this one.
Okay. Okay, I got you. I follow you.
Yeah,
And
so-
that matters, because if you're going to be put on child support, you will get credit for any other children that you have. You said you work at a bank. How much money do you make?
Say about $60K a year.
Okay. All right. So you pick up your son, you take him places, you do things with him.
Yes,
Do you buy him clothes and everything like that for your home?
of course.
Okay. As far as Aunt's home, though, Miss Allen's home, you don't.
I can't speak for our household. I
Okay.
can only speak for my household and when I have them. So,
All right.
other than that, I'm
Here's where it gets interesting. The father says he's been supporting his child whenever asked. But the aunt argues she's only ever gotten $5 to $10 at a time. Someone's math doesn't add up. Is this a case of selective memory? Or is there something bigger going on? What do you think? Is he really stepping up, or is he just doing the bare minimum? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
Knowing that you're here today to be placed on child support at her request.
I think it's a waste of time, honestly. I think we could have settled out of court for all this, but hey, you got to go through the process. So let's go through it.
Okay, have you been giving her any financial assistance for your son up until now?
Yes,
All right, how have you been giving her financial assistance?
whenever she asks.
Okay. How frequent do you ask him?
I don't like to ask frequently because I feel like he knows his child has needs, wants even, and I don't have to pick up the phone and say, hey, your child's gonna eat today. Hey, look, I even brought my electricity bill, like water,
This is
electricity, gas, $435 for electricity. I mean,
What does your bill have to do with my child?
your child lives in my home and
it.
uses this electricity, watching TV or the enjoyment of the air conditioner, I mean, it's just your child, you should pay.
Okay.
Financially.
Once again, you didn't answer the question. What
You're,
do your
you're
bills have to
not,
do
you're
with my
not,
child?
you don't, if you're not gonna sit your child, if you're not gonna take care of your child and have your child with you, well then you can pay financially,
Okay.
right?
I
I
choose to have my child with me, but hey, you know how you guys do.
What does that mean? You guys do. What does that mean?
I'm not gonna get into that.
Oh, okay. But I asked you to. So what does that mean?
Yes, Your Honor. As I said before, I think I'm an amazing dad. Her and her sister. How can I say it without being rude? They have certain ways about them.
I could kind of tell that from the last time that they were here.
They have certain ways about them. A little money hungry, if you want to say that. I'm gonna say that.
What a case. If you found this courtroom drama as intense as we did, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping legal breakdowns. We'll see you in the next one. And there it is. The father calls the ruling ridiculous. But what did he expect? The court isn't here to negotiate based on personal priorities. It's about financial responsibility, plain and simple. Did you catch that last comment? I have other priorities. Yikes. Definitely not the look you want when you're in court over child support. So, what's your take? Is he being treated unfairly?
Use the other term, but hey, teach his own. Teach his own.
Okay. And she said some things about the electricity bill and everything like that.
Correct.
Do you think that child support should be
No, child
determined or
support is for the
spent
child.
on those expenses?
No, child support is for the child. Me paying your bills, you have another child there, you probably have other dudes there, that's not my responsibility. So
Do you think she was asking you to pay those bills?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, she need help.
Miss Allen, were you asking him to pay those bills, or what
No, Judge,
exactly
I
was?
want him to just get the knowledge that, your child lives in a household. You are not contributing to that household, so therefore you contribute financially to your child, so that your child is taken care of.
Okay.
So that when school comes, there's school clothes, and there's backpacks and new shoes, and
Okay.
Right.
Well, I mean, I think I understand where both of you are coming from. It's just ironic that, not that you have to have an agreement outside of court, right? That's not a requirement or anything like that. But considering that you all seem to have somewhat of a decent relationship, I just would think this would be a conversation that you all had first to try to see what you can work out. But, I mean, nonetheless, we are here today.
Right. Let's wrap this up. The court decided that the father must pay $896 per month, including back pay, to support his child. Whether you think the ruling is fair or not, one thing's clear. Child support laws are in place to make sure kids get what they need, not just what a parent feels like giving. So, what's your take? Was this the right call, or did the judge?
I do.
All right. Do you know how much it'll cost you to put your son on health insurance?
I don't have an exact number, but I'm pretty sure anywhere between $300 and $400
Okay.
a month.
All right. Is it possible that it could be cheaper than $300?
Once again, I'm not sure. I have to go through and find out there, but pretty standard there. I believe it's about $300, $400. I think it might be cheaper, but I'm not exactly sure.
Okay. All right. So, Mr. Jackson, this is what we are going to do. We are going to place you on child support today. I mean, at the end of the day, the law is the law. You do have a responsibility to financially support your child, any children that you may have. Your child is living with his aunt. She should receive some sort of financial support in caring for your son, just like the mother does. All right? You understand what I'm saying? So it's not to punish you or anything like that, but she is entitled to receive some sort of support for taking care of your child. All right? Now, child support is, go ahead.
So all the cash apps and everything that I have here and all the text messages and everything, that means nothing, correct?
No, you haven't told me that. You haven't told me. I mean, I asked, how much have you been giving her?
Like I said, whenever she asks,
But what does that mean? Like, numerically, how does that look?
What, an extra $250 to $500?
A month?
Yeah, say that.
Okay, and the last time you were here, I believe you said your nephew had been with you, let me see, I have my notes here, 9 months at the time.
250, there's no way. 250 to 500, there's no way.
Okay.
He'll send like $20 here, $30 here, $40. I've never received a payment more than $50 ever.
Never?
So is it possible
sure?
that, excuse me.
No.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
I let you
Okay.
guys talk the first time, now I'm talking. So is it possible that the $250 to $500 is a total based on sending smaller amounts? Is that possible?
Sure.
Because she's saying
Ability.
It's not, but your child lives in my home.
Okay, you keep talking about your bills. You need to
okay,
focus
well,
on my
let me
child,
just clear
okay?
this up. The bills don't matter, okay? I mean, I get what you're saying. I
Yes.
understand. The child lives there. There
It was
are
just,
things that
you
you
know.
have to pay for. I get it.
I was just saying,
His child
it's-
support is not going to be paid based on your electricity
Absolutely.
bill, your gas bill, any of those
But
bills
he wants
that
to
you brought
sit
today.
here and say $250 to $500. That's probably been in a year. And what I was just trying to
Come
say
on
is, come on, come on. $500
Come on
in a
now.
year, that's
Come
not
on now.
much.
Well, she did ask for back child
Come on.
support too, so that's the reason that I asked what it was that you had paid her.
You can take $500 off. Fine.
$500 off the back pay?
Yeah. I'll
Okay,
give
now
them that.
you do understand that back pay starts from the day that you filed, right? She hasn't filed, you know, it's been fairly recent since she filed. So taking $500 off, that'll probably put you around $2,000 in back pay. And you can pay that back at $100 a month, okay? So this is what we're going to do. What I'll do is give you credit. I can give you $200 credit for health insurance. Now, if your health insurance ends up being more than that, I can't just say, okay, I'll give you credit for $300 or even more than that without seeing what the actual health insurance premium is going to look like for your son only. So I give you credit for $200, okay?
Okay.
All right, so if I do that with your gross, that brings your gross to $4,800, which means your net is $3,979.47. And you said you have one child, correct?
Have one, expecting one.
Okay, so you have one child that's already here.
Yes.
Okay, all right. So that is $3,979.47. That's 20%. $795.89. We'll round it up to $796. Plus $100 a month for the back pay that you owe. That makes your monthly child support obligation $896 a month. All right.
Thank you, Your
That's
Honor.
ridiculous.
You're
But
welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Do you all? I mean,
And
it's
my
based on
nephew's
a
gonna
number.
thank you too. My
It's-
nephew thanks you too.
Okay,
And he'll
that's
thank
great.
you too.
No, your bills, thank you. That's what it is.
Okay, the two of you
Whatever.
hush. Thanks. All right, so as I stated, it's not a punishment or anything like that. It is strictly based on what your income is. Now, if you guys can work together and you decide you want to do something different, you get an agreement or something like that, I would happily entertain that. But until then, this is where we're at today. All right? Do you have any questions, Mr. Jackson?
I bet he don't. my apologies.
Money hungry, like I said. No, I'm good. I mean, I got other priorities right now, so
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for showing up for court at
most
least.
definitely.
Other
Thank you.
priorities than his son.
Miss
Other
Allen,
priorities
your
other than
only
his son.
That's not your
priority,
business.
you have two
You want your bills
priorities.
paid,
The
right?
first priority is for you to make the request as you did, and the second one is to hush.
Yes, Your
All right?
Honor. You're
Anything
up.
further?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
Thank you.
Wow, what a case. If you found this courtroom drama as intense as we did, don't forget to smash that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe for more jaw-dropping legal.